G'day guys, how's it going? Tropical cyclone has been downgraded, but there's still like the storm front that's lurking around, so it's been very windy. Looks like we might get a lot of rain. Anyways, knowledge and power. Woo! So a lot of people get a lot of knowledge and say knowledge is power, knowledge is power. I go, yes, knowledge can be power, but if you don't use it, it's not really power. And power is not like, I will lord everything over. It's more like the potential for, it's like in physics, there's power, energy that you need to start off, say, the movement of an object. That power ratio to effort. Anyway, you guys who know physics know what I'm talking about. But to me, that's my thoughts about the power and that sort of regard with regards to knowledge, is that the knowledge can give you the potential power to initiate a few things in life, or get on with your life, or change the direction. And what benefit that is that a lot of people say, there's quite a few people I know in life who stop and start a lot of things. I'm like, why do you keep stopping and starting all over again? It takes you more effort, time, power, resources, everything to start all over again. Sometimes it's needed for a clean sweep because sometimes things can get a bit too complicated, but quite often it's like, changing habits. I'd say change habits rather than stop habits or get rid of them completely, because in order to stop a good, a bad habit, or, change something in your life, stop something in your life, it takes an equal amount of force from the momentum of years to stop it. Can you imagine that? Hey, say you've been smoking for years and you decide to go cold turkey. Now, not everyone, not saying this applies to everybody, but imagine the momentum of force or power of years of that building up, and you're trying to stop it cold. It's kind of like trying to stop a glacier. I mean, habits are one of those things that most gentlest but strongest bonds that people get into. But if you decide to change the course of it, there's a lot less effort, power, energy, resources involved in just slightly changing a course. And the effect, when you look further out, it's like change 1 degree here is equal to 20 degrees a lot further down the track. And that whole knowledge and power thing is that the knowledge is a potential power. You can read about it, you can think about it, and that gives you more potential for the power and the usage and the effect of it. And a lot of people talk and theorize about it, but unless you actually apply it, it's still just there percolating. It's still there percolating, and you're not actually using it, so you're not actually realizing that power. G'day Paul, how's it going? So in anything, you have lots of knowledge, and if you don't apply it, you're not actually using it. So what's going on there? Realize it, guys. It's just like when people talk about investments and money and business and all that. They go, oh, it's worth this much. I go, yeah, it's sitting on the shelf worth this much. Anyone in business knows it's just sitting there worth this much. But over time, with inflation, the value decreases because of the dollar over time loses value. Now, it's also taking up valuable real estate, the real estate in your brain, and you could be using for other things. Now, anyone who's low business know that storage can take up a lot of time, effort, and money if you don't have a turnover. Now, when you have a turnover, that's a good thing, because that means things are going, things are moving. So what you really need is to basically say, okay, well, is this doing anything for me, and can I use it now? Is it percolating for a bit of usage later on? I need to realize that now. Again, something is worth something, but only if someone is willing to pay for it and buy it. So you could have something that's worth, say, $1,000, but in like another year it's only worth $900. However, it's not worth anything if no one's willing to buy it, if there's no demand for it, if there's no use for it. So therefore, when you eventually sell it, and you sell it for like $500, it's like, well, you've actually lost out because you haven't realized it. So until it's actually the transaction of actually putting in the knowledge and effort comes to fruition, you haven't actually realized it. So where are you with that? So what knowledges do you have, things that you've thought about, things that you may or may not have done? What is the power behind that? What is the resources that you're going to put behind that? Weighing off and trading off with what you have at the time, making best with what you've got. How can you start that and realize what you have? And to me, I guess that's more powerful than just sort of sitting there thinking about it all the time. I sit there and think about a lot of things, and it drives me nuts. And then I get to an eventual point where I'm going, you know what? Sitting here and thinking about it, it's a good in theory, but am I really going to do it? Or is this a brain exercise where I'm thinking about all the angles and I'm eventually going to go, no, I'm better off doing it this way, or I'm better off not doing it at all. That is also power. It's not like a loss of power, it's not like a waste of brain or energy, because even though you've gone through that exercise, it's actually exercising your brain to think of all the different angles, to choose and pick and weigh up and make decisions. And then you also know what's suitable. Plus it also stores that information in your brain, so later on you might be able to do it, which is a good thing. You're just not devoting a lot of time and resources at this point in time to something a little bit better, or something that's more useful to you at this point in time. So what knowledge do you have? What power can it give you? What advantages, disadvantages? Are you going to execute that? Are you going to realize that power? Realize that effect and influence in your life? If not, maybe show it for a little later. Anyways, Monday, potential ahead, brilliant morning, lots of things happen on the weekend. Oh my God. Oh well. Love you guys.